Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I haven't used this channel since probably like 2014, 2015, and I decided I wanted to come back to YouTube and document my final year in fashion school. So with that being said, my final year, I'm making my final collection and I am like super excited, and I just wanted to document the whole process so that I have something to look up. I have something to like look back on in the future. So if this is something that interests you and you want to follow along on my journey making my final collection, then definitely stay tuned, maybe even subscribe, because there's definitely going to be multiple parts. There's going to be a bunch of different videos because this is going to take until about April, the end of April, to finally finish the collection and have it all put out. So I think in today's video we are just going to go on the planning stages, and then hopefully the next video we will start on the muslins. So yeah, let's get into the video. So right now I'm sitting on the couch and I currently just traced my croquis off of my iPad onto my sketchbook that I'm using for my final collection. And I'm planning on, well, because I'm struggling with ideas right now, I thought that I would take a bunch of like flowers and other like inanimate objects and print them out and try and put them over top of the croquis to try and come up with ideas and like silhouettes. So I'll show you guys. So these are what the croquis look like, and I'm planning on just like going on my iPad and then with sticker paper printing out a bunch of like flowers and stuff and sticking them over top, obviously like I said, for the silhouettes. I find that this is a great way to, you know, help your ideas get flowing, because as somebody who's just like super stressed about my final collection and I just want it to be perfect, so it's like so hard to come up with ideas and just like keep your like brain flowing. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, I'm lost. So I feel like if I try and find silhouettes through like inanimate objects, I feel like that would help. And because my topic is grief, it's just like, oh, I don't associate grief with outfits, right? So I think that's where I'm struggling, but I hope that with like symbols that I can associate with grief will help me make and create the outfits that I'm looking for. So here's some of the images I chose to create. I chose a lot of like wilted plants and flowers, but then I also did a bunch of waves and fire. I don't know, the waves and fire I was kind of associating with like the 5 stages of grief of like anger. But then I felt like, I don't know, grief, you kind of just, if any of you have ever experienced grief, it's like you feel and look wilted. And but if sometimes when you add water, the flower or plant will become out, will will not be wilted anymore. And I think that that's something that's quite beautiful. I don't want to portray my collection as grief in a sad way. I want to focus on like the happiness and like memories, and how grief is a form of love that has nowhere to go, as people like to say. But obviously grief is sad, and so I want to have some of those aspects, but I don't want it to come off as sad and dark and lonely, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to print these off on printer paper, and then we're going to start placing them onto the croquis in my sketchbook. Okay, so I cut out a bunch of the pieces. And honestly, I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I did stick one of them on, as you can see here. I also went on my iPad and sketched around this, and I'll show you guys that later. But for right now, I'm just going to take the rest of these images and try and put them together on here and see if we can make some cool looking garments. As you guys saw, I finished putting all like the stickers down and designing the little garments. Honestly, I'm not super happy with them. Like, I don't know, you guys tell me. I don't know, I'm not feeling particularly creative in like I feel like I have like artist block right now. I feel like anything that I do right now is just not working. I think that because this collection is just so personal to me that I want it to be perfect so badly that nothing I do is like does it justice. So I'm having a really hard time with that, but I'm hoping if I sit with it, maybe talk with some of my teachers in class today, that I can, I don't know, save these ideas and then figure it out, if that makes sense. I don't know. I might color the rest of them in, like color the skin tones and stuff in like the croquis and go from there and see what else. And then probably take these to my iPad as well so that I can remove the background and make it so that I can see the body through it. Because sometimes that, I think, helps a little bit more as well. Plus, obviously, this isn't going to be the colors I want to use. So I have class in about an hour, so I'm going to go get ready. And then I'll meet you guys there. So like I said in the last clip, I'm getting ready to go to school. I have class today from 3 to 6. And it's my thesis class. So basically, it's our collection class. And they're going to go over things that might be important for us as designers and like how to get through our collection and all that. I think today we're learning about fabric sourcing and where we should look to get fabrics, which might be interesting. So I hope it's a good class and we actually learn something, because I have no idea where I would go to look for fabrics wholesale right now. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. The collection's only 5 looks, and obviously I'm doing women's wear. So I'm not going to need a crap ton of fabric, but I'm going to need quite a bit. However, I still don't know what I want to do, like fabric-wise. So I ordered a bunch of swatches from Swatch On, and they're all coming from Japan. Hopefully they'll come in next week. So I'm really excited about that. I think also in class today we have a guest speaker coming in, probably someone who does wholesale fabrics. I don't know. And I think we have a work period as well where we get to like show some of our designs to our teacher to go over with them, but I don't know. All I know is that I have a bunch of ideation sketches due next week, as well as another, they're called input projects. So the assignment's basically what you're doing for your collection, the theme, the research you're going to be looking into, your mood board, your price range, your clientele, what stores you see yourself being in, what brands that you guys think your brand would be kind of like, and stuff like that, which is a bit tedious, but it's not too much considering I'm only taking 2 classes this semester, because I decided to take an extra year for my collection because last year I definitely did not feel ready and I just wanted a little bit more time, considering my dad also passed last year. So it was like a really rocky time, and then trying to fit in 5 classes plus designing a 5-look collection seemed like the death of me. I didn't want to do that. So here I am, taking an extra year, and then I just took an extra business class that goes over fashion businesses and enterprises, which I thought would be good, considering eventually I want to have my own business, but you know, we'll see how that goes. If you see Fifi in the background. If you hear noises or little meows, that is who it is. She's a very chatty, sucky girl. So she'll probably be in a lot of these videos because as soon as she hears me talking and it's not to her, she lights up and it needs to be a part of the action as well. So you're forewarned. Anyways, I'm really worried about my collection because, like I said, I noticed a lot of my classmates had a lot of sewing experience before they came to school, and because I started my fashion design school in the middle of COVID, I felt super behind because a lot of people had taken classes outside and I hadn't. I had only really learned from my grandma, and even then I didn't sew as much as everybody else. And it's not to say that I don't think I'm okay at sewing and like drafting and all that now, but sometimes I just feel like everybody's just like 10 steps ahead of me, when in reality we're kind of at the same level now. I don't know if you guys understand that. So it's like very stressful trying to like figure this out because I don't want to do anything wrong, and I know that's just like the perfectionism in me, but it's like really, really, really starting to stress me out. But we're gonna make this happen. So the runway show is basically, it's gonna be in April, and I'm really looking forward to it, and all my family is gonna come and watch, which will be nice too. And I had a runway show last year, but it was only one look of my own, and then it was like a group project, so we had 5 looks, but we had 5 to 6 people in our groups, and I went down the runway. I can insert some clips here if you guys are interested. But yeah, anyways, my sister had come home from school while I was waiting for my camera to charge so I could film the previous clip, and we ended up going to the mall for an hour because I wanted a new book. Anyways, I left with 2, and once you guys come to know me, this will not be a shock. I went in for 1 book even though I didn't know what I wanted, but I came out with 2. So I got Once Your Mind. It's a little dark romance. I really don't know what it's about, but the back says, "The Tormentor. Callista belongs to me. She doesn't know it yet. The first time we met, I wanted her. The next time I was obsessed. I watched her, I followed her. It only deepened my need to possess her. Once she's mine, I'm never letting her go. The Target. Hayden Bennett is a monster, and in and out of the courtroom. What was supposed to be a simple transaction turned into something else. Something intense. He's always there when I need him, but I don't know if I trust him. But I don't know if trusting him is a good idea." And it says, "Please check your trigger warnings." I love a good trigger warning book. I read Haunting and Hunting Adeline at the beginning of the year and absolutely ate that up. I know it's not some people's cup of tea, but I quite thoroughly enjoyed it and read it, I think, in like 2 days. And as somebody who has dyslexia, that was crazy to me that I could read an entire book in 2 days. So if you guys are interested in like talking about books as well, let me know, because I read quite a lot, and I'm currently reading the 3rd book in the Zodiac Academy series. Anyways, the next book I'm really excited for because I have been waiting for it to come in paperback forever, and I was gonna order it from the UK because there's a website called Blackwell's and they ship to Canada, and all of their book prices are like the shipping is included in them. So what you see is the price you're going to be paying at the checkout, besides I think taxes, but don't quote me on that, but I know that the shipping is included in the book price, so it makes it feel like it's free shipping. I got 4th week. I know I'm a little late to the game, but I really didn't want to read it. I really didn't want to read it without having the paperback, because I love paperbacks. I mean, I love the look of hardcovers, but I don't like reading hardcovers. And as much as I could have read it on my Kindle, I also wanted to have the paperback copy so that I can share with my friends, because a lot of the people I work with and some of my friends also love to read. But look at the pages, they have little dragons on them. And yes, I did pay $30 Canadian for this, and I don't regret it. So I'm really excited. So if any of you have read this, let me know and like convince me to read it in the comments, because I'm stuck on Zodiac Academy right now, and I don't know what they put in that Zodiac Academy series, but I cannot stop reading it. It's like the book, like the series, it's like so dumb in the way like things are like written. I wouldn't say dumb, but it's just like cringe, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word either. But like there's things like Faybook and FIB, and which is like the Fay Investigation Bureau, and like there's just other things that are just like okay, which is kind of weird, but I don't know what is in it. I'm addicted. I love it. I know some people have problems with it and like they think it's like too cringe and like too random for them, but I don't know. I'm obsessed. I'm on the 3rd book and I literally started it like, I started the series like 2 weeks ago maybe. So that's pretty fast for me to be on the 3rd book, and I'm already halfway through it. Granted, I haven't been reading that much this past week, but I read quite a bit of it last night. Anyways, looking at the time, I have to get to school. So I'll talk to you guys later. So I'm back. It's been a few days, and since the last clip you saw that I went to school and I traced out my blocks, I actually have to have my final 5 picked out for Sunday, and I am extremely stressed because I have like 40 to 50 illustrations right now, and I feel like nothing is hitting, like nothing is how I want it to be. So I have them like printed out onto sticker paper like this, and I'm currently cutting them out like this. So they're kind of like little dolls, and I can just like move them around and try and see what looks best, and hopefully go from there and choose my final 5 and then pick the color palette. Because I'm going fabric shopping for swatches on Friday, and I'm also going to pick up the alcohol markers that I need. That's going to correlate with the collection if I don't have them already. But I'm getting really stressed, so we are going to play around and hope for the best. So I finally did some sketching a little bit behind the scenes, and I have come up with my final 5 that I will be submitting to my teachers. I love the idea, and I think that with what I came up with, I'm super happy with, but I just think that nothing is going to be like completely perfect because of how personal this collection is to me. So it's like hard for me to be like, okay, this idea is perfect and it's going to turn out amazing, because I'm just so stressed because I just want it to come out perfectly because it's a dedication to my dad, and it's frustrating because getting your emotions out and like in a way that other people can like understand and like see your emotions is really, really hard. And I think I've done an okay job. I think I've managed to do it. But we'll see what my teacher says and everything. But I hope that it's okay, and I hope that it all comes together and I can be super happy with this collection, because that's all I want. I really just want this collection. I just like want to love this collection, and I want it to be able to go in my portfolio at the end and be proud of it. So, yeah. So here's the final illustrated collection. I'm super happy with it. Obviously, it's not like finalized because obviously there might be some hiccups during like the muslin stage, so putting garments together. But for now, this is what it looks like. So to go through it, my theme is grief, but in the stages of flowers. Instead of doing the 5 stages of grief, I thought this was more valid towards how I felt grief, because this is a dedication for my dad, who unfortunately passed away last year. Basically the 5 stages of grief, but in terms of a flower. So we're starting from the death of a flower to the life of a flower. So it's like the 5 stages of grief, whereas, okay, the death just happened, you're overwhelmed, you feel disgusting, gross, dead inside, until you finally reach the acceptance phase of grief and you start to flourish again, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm super excited with how this turned out, and I hope that it comes together in the way that I want it to. I want all these individual flowers to be completely beaded, but I'm super excited to go fabric shopping and find everything I need for the collection. I'm a little stressed because I'm worried. I'm not sure how I want these two in terms of fabric to be, because I kind of want the pants to be in linen, but then I kind of wanted this to be a little bit fancier, so I'm not sure. I was thinking like a jacquard or something, I think that's how you pronounce it, for these two, but I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna go with the linen or not. So if you guys have any advice, please leave it below, because I am struggling with my fabric choices. As you can tell, this video was filmed over multiple days because this process is absolutely insane, and I've been so busy and it's so hard to film every little detail that I am doing. But I think it turned out alright. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to continue to see the process of making a final fashion design collection, subscribe, leave a like, comment, and I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!